master. What is the significance of material master?
Material master.
Material type.
Yeah, material type will control the number assignments and number ranges and number assignments, and it will control the user departments, and it will be useful in automatic account determination, and it will be useful in pricing control.
Okay, fine. And how it is useful in automatic account determination?
See, based on material type and the valuation class, it will hit the GL. Will assign material type and valuation class through account category reference.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. And coming to the vendor master, what is the significance?
Vendor master, it will control the number ranges and number assignment. It will be useful in partner function and vendor sub range and one time vendor.
Okay, if you want to maintain vendor sub range, on which level you will maintain vendor sub range?
Yeah, vendor sub range. I'm not sure about vendor sub range. Some one time vendor partner function. These two I did not.
No, it's like on what level you will maintain the vendor sub range? On what and all you will maintain vendor sub range? Like purchasing view, purchasing data, and partner functions.
Yeah, purchasing data. In purchasing data, will add it in vendors or vendor sub range. For example, one vendor having some vendor is domestic and foreign vendor. He is selling gold and platinum with different prices. For that, we'll maintain a vendor sub range.
And what about vendor partner functions?
Partner function, it will define the roles and responsibility of the partners, like ordering address, main vendor, and
you know to differentiate, right? Because even the vendor will be in different place. Even the parent vendor is in different place and child vendor is in different place. You need to differentiate the vendor roles. So that is the reason you are differentiating partner level sub range.
Yes.
Okay. And coming to the PIR, what is the use of PIR?
Basically, we'll maintain the PIR. PIR will maintain the database combination of vendor with material. And if you maintain a PIR, it will flow price and tax to the PO.
So what and all fields will flow from PIR to the purchase order?
Price, tax code, it will flow.
So if I want to see, so the delivery tolerance, I mean in terms of quantity tolerance. So where do you maintain the quality tolerance and all? Let's think that the PO you are created for 500 quantity.
Okay.
And you are doing GR for 490 quantity. Got it? So the system should show error now. Where do you maintain this configuration?
In PIR only.
PIR, where is the, in which field?
in quantity will maintain.
Okay, fine. Check that. Okay.
Okay.
And coming to source list.
Okay.
So what is the significance of source list?
Source list, which is useful for to maintain the approved vendor, will select for best vendors.
Okay, only one thing.
Which is useful. We can assign a vendor to PIR purchase equation automatically.
So how it will works?
Whenever we run the MRP, purchase requisition will create automatically. For that time, vendor will assign automatically. If you maintain in source list, one field is there, MRP type. If you maintain MRP type, it will assign automatically.
What is the MRP type?
One.
And MRP type 2 is?
I'm not sure about it.
Okay, check it. Okay. and have worked on quota arrangement. I will give one scenario, okay?
Okay.
Let's think that you have two vendors in quota arrangement
Okay.
for respect to material.
Okay.
Now I want to add one more vendor.
Okay.
Now the request should go to the first vendor.
Okay.
So once we add the third vendor, automatically the source of supply will be taken third vendor, okay? But I don't want
Okay.
like that. I want to select first vendor.
Okay. Okay.
How you will do this configuration?
We can maintain the base quantity
Okay.
so that it will take from first vendor.
Okay, fine. And if you want to delete the vendor from the quota, how it will possible? I want to delete one vendor from the quota.
Okay.
How it is possible?
How for that there should be no POs and peers so that we can
Okay.
block that PO we can block that vendor in that quota arrangement.
If there is POs, if there is PR, PO.
Regarding in quota arrangement.
Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
So if there is a PR or PO for the respective vendor,
Okay.
and my request is to delete the vendor from the quota arrangement. So what is your suggestion? And there is a stock before POs are created, and now I am getting a request to delete the vendor from the quota. What you will suggest? Because you can't delete the vendor, okay? Once allocated quantity is there, you can't delete any vendor from the quota. Okay, you are good, okay, but you should tell the answer, okay? So now you got some request to change the material type.
Okay.
Tell me the scenarios in which case you will change and which case you will not change.
We can change the material type using T-code MM EWM. So for that there should be no open POs and PRs. So there should be no stock. That time we can change the material type.
Okay. And only those things or any other things are there? Prerequisites.
That's two I just seen.
Okay, fine. So you change the material type. Now, in accounting view, with respect to the material type only, you will assign the valuation classes. So how we will change the valuation class now? You got my question?
No, yeah. Actually, for one material type, having one account category reference.
Yeah.
So if you want to, if you maintain if you change the new material type, so that for that we have to create account category reference, then we can assign to valuation.
That is already there, okay. Now just you are doing some support project.
Okay.
Just you are changing the material type. You change the material type, and in the valuation class, what will be picked up automatically? Some valuation class will be picked automatically, and there is no stock. You can change the valuation class manually. Okay. So, can you change the industry sector and the material?
We can't change in the industrial sector because,
Why?
for example, in mechanical, for example, industry sector is one is a medical and mechanical. So that products are different, right? We can change.
But I can change the views, no? Why I can't change? So you told that something like medicine, something different. So I can change the views, right? Two different views I will change. I can block the views. I can create new views. So why there is no option to change the material in the industry sector?
So totally different that products and all for the two things.
Yeah, you're correct only. You're correct, okay. But industry sector controls the sequence of screens and sequence of fields, okay.
Okay.
Screens and fields will be different with respect to the industry sector.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
And can we change the vendor account group?
We can change it in vendor account.
How it is possible?
XK07 using the T code XK07 we can change it.
Directly we can change.
We should check the before changing the vendor account. For that there should be no open POs and PRs, and there should be no stock, open stock.
Open stock or open payment?
Sorry,
I'm asking
payment.
about the vendor account group, okay.
Yeah, payment.
Okay, payment to the vendor.
Yeah.
All those things you need to check. Okay, and again I'm coming to the material master again.
Okay.
So in the material master accounting view, you can find the valuation class, okay.
Okay.
So I want to maintain one material, I want to maintain different valuation classes.
Okay.
How it is possible?
For example, one material type having different purchasing groups.
No,
Based
I'm
on
telling about the
purchasing groups,
material. I'm asking about the material. One material, different valuation classes. Let's think you created one material, okay.
Okay.
Raw material you created.
Yeah.
Okay, for the raw material, I want different valuation classes.
Okay.
I don't want with respect to the material type. I know with respect to material type, you will create multiple valuation classes. But with respect to the material, I want multiple valuation classes. How it is possible? Have you worked on split valuation anything?
But I know the concept, but I did not work on that. How it works.
If you know the concept, on what basis you will use that split valuation and which scenarios?
Split valuation basically, for example, we are manufacturing just a phone. We are buying phone from outside vendor, and we are manufacturing phone. For outside vendor, will take from price as per 10 rupees. Inside we are selling that 9 rupees. So
Okay. In
different
this
prices
scenario,
and different value.
yeah, in this scenario, the same material you are procuring from vendor and the same material you are doing in-house production.
Yes.
In this case, you are doing one material, two valuation classes, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, then I will not go into deep because you didn't work on split valuation.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll start about the purchase order. I think so.
Okay.
So, what is the significance of PR or PO document types? So, what is the main difference between the PR or PO document type? Significance. What PR will control and what PO cannot be controlled. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Number ranges and number assignments. Basically, it will control.
No,
And
I want one difference.
user.
I want one difference that PR will control and PO will not control. Release strategy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Release strategy.
Okay, fine. No issue. And you have some materials, okay? Just think that you have some materials. Okay. And for those materials, I have given some conditions to you, like by seeing the material, I should identify that this is like internal procurement material and this is like external procurement material. Where you will do this configuration setting? You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. You know the field procurement type?
Field setting.
No. Procurement type in MRP2 tab.
Okay.
What is the procurement type in MRP2 tab?
PD.
No, it's like XF. It will be there, okay? Just go and check, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now you should explain me.
Basically, we'll use release strategy for approving the POs and PRs.
Okay.
For that, we need to maintain some backend settings for the PO release strategies. First step is we should create the characteristics. How many conditions that we required will create the characteristics using here. Through communication table we'll create the character will then second step is we'll create the class and we'll assign characteristics to the class, then
Okay.
we'll create the release group
So one minute. So what is the communication structure for PRPO?
For PR cban for PO SICO.
Okay. Continue.
Once we create the release group here, if PR we can release at both item level and header level. PO will release at only header level.
Why?
Here in
Why? You told PR is at item level and PO is at header level, right? Can I know the reason?
because vendor is at header level.
Okay. And for PR?
For PR we can create both item level and header level.
So normally in your organization, which you are going?
So aggregation item level.
Okay. Okay, fine. Carry on.
Once we create the release group, we'll maintain the release codes, and once we release codes like manager creator, how many we require means maximum we will create release codes 8 only. Once we create the release codes, we'll release indicator. We can check the release indicator. One release indicators will create the release strategies, so that it will. So if you do all these settings. Release procedure will work.
So what is the main difference in this one item level and header level? Where you will do that configuration?
If you want to do for header level, in document type we'll maintain at overall there will tick that.
Okay.
For PO, and in a release group there we have option called overall release group.
Okay, fine.
Then it will work.
Yeah, okay, fine. And you work on this business process. What normal business process you work?
Yes. What consignment and subcontracting, automatic account determination, pricing procedure.
Okay, fine. And
contracts.
You work on subcontracting, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll give one scenario. Just tell me how can we configure that one.
Okay.
I want to procure one material.
Okay.
That material should go to the vendor directly.
Okay.
And from that vendor, you are procuring the final material.
Okay.
You understand the scenario? You don't have the chili material. Just think that you don't have the chili material. You want to procure that material from the one vendor, a vendor.
Okay.
But you don't want to receive to your plant. You want to go to the. You want that material should go to the subcontracting vendor. Understand the scenario?
Can you please explain again?
Let's think that plant is in Mumbai.
Okay.
Vendor A is in Hyderabad.
Okay.
And vendor B is subcontracting vendor, which is in Hyderabad only.
Okay.
And you don't have the chili material even. I mean, like you don't have the components.
Okay.
Now what you will do from A vendor, you want to procure the material, which is like component, and you want to send it to the B vendor. So normal case, what you will do, you will receive it to the plant, and from your plant, you will send it to the subcontracting vendor, right?
Okay.
But in this case, I want like the A vendor should deliver to the B vendor, and the B vendor should give the finished good to plant.
Yeah, I got it.
Is there any scenario? I mean, like, is there any settings like that?
This is same plant, right? No? Or plant to plant, different plant.
No. It's like only one plant is there. Vendor to vendor, I am telling. Subcontracting, right?
Yeah.
So in delivery address, in a delivery tab, you have one check is there. SC vendor check is there.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Go and check that. Okay. Check option and all.
okay.
And you work on STO things and all.
Yes.
So just tell me one thing. What is the difference between inter STO and intra STO?
Interest to moving the goods between two plants within a same company code. It's called as interest to. Interest to called transfer of goods between two plants with the two different company codes. It's called the interest to.
Okay. And inter STO billing will happen or it will not happen?
Yeah, interest to will call it as a with delivery without billing. And inter STO will call it as a with delivery with billing.
So inter STO, what is the movement type?
643.
643. And what are all accounting entries we generate? Okay, fine, no issue. And you open consignment.
Yes, bro.
Okay, so consignment. What are the accounting entries we generate in consignment?
Plus BXS minus KYN.
Okay, fine. And what is the movement type you will use?
411K for moving consignment store to our own store. For example, for consignment store, so if we want to issue the goods to production, we'll use 201K.
Okay.
261 against production.
Okay. This one, third party, this you worked on anything?
No, bro.
Any kind of special procurement, RTP?
RTP written, not sure, but I heard concept.
Okay,
Not sure.
And you worked on service procurement?
Yes, bro.
So what is the T code to create SCS?
AC01.
I'm asking about SCS.
Sorry, service intensity. ML81N.
Okay. And what is the main difference between the planned and unplanned service procurement?
In planned service, we know that how many service hours, and unplanned service center, we don't know that how many service hours. We can't expect how this month this much service hours will go.
Okay. For that, what setting you will do?
In planned delivery, in unplanned delivery, we'll maintain the limits.
Okay, fine. Okay. And physical inventory worked?
Yes, bro.
So what are the types of physical inventory?
Cyclic physical inventory.
Okay. What is cyclic?
Do it in quarterly ones.
Good. Correct only. And you have many other types of physical inventories also. Check on those things.
Yeah.
And in physical inventory, what is the T code you will use to send the copy to the respective warehouse department?
MI04.
And I'm asking about print. Okay, there's a T code to print. Okay.
ME, yeah, 29.
No. Okay, check it. Okay, after that. And explain me the automatic account determination.
Whenever we do the procurement activities, right from purchase order to GR and GR, whenever we want to make the payment to vendor with respect to GL, we have to make the payment. For that, we can't give every time manually to the GL account. So that SAP has come up with automatic account determination. In automatic account determination, we'll define in a 3 layers. Coming to in organization structure, every company has having a um, company codes. Company codes has been linked with valuation areas. Will group all valuation areas in one valuation grouping code. It will tell that it will follow the single set of GL accounts or multiple set of GL accounts. Coming to next one is the material. In material, whenever you create the material, we'll select the material type. Material type will assign coming to business, when you want to upload it into the system using a movement type schema with valuation stream, it will the event transaction key event. For that, we need to define the backend settings. Five steps are there. Here, define valuation control. Here, valuation grouping code should be active, and group together valuation areas. In the group together valuation areas, we'll create valuation. We'll assign to the company code and chart of accounts. Then we'll assign group together valuation to the
That you will assign
client.
or what?
Then we'll create the
1 minute. Okay. You told account grouping for moment types, right?
yes.
So you will assign those things.
This will be done by MDMT.
MDMT. Account grouping for moment types. You told valuation string
yes.
with respect to
Yes.
who will assign these things?
Master data.
It is an SAP standard thing. Okay. Okay. Continue.
Will create will define the valuation. Valuation will create the account category reference and will create the valuation class. Will assign the material type to the valuation class using the account category reference. And is
okay, how the calculation schema will trigger into the purchase order conditions?
Will create will create the schema group and will assign schema group to the vendor and schema group to the purchasing organization, so that it will trigger to the purchase order.
Okay, and when you create a PO, the PO will take price from the PIR. How it is taking price from the PIR? You got the question?
We give the price rate. It will
No, I am telling you, right? See, if there's a contract, the PO will pick the price from the contract, and if there is a condition record, it will pick the price from the condition record. If there is a PIR, it will pick the price from the PIR. So how? Do you know access sequence?
Yeah.
So what you will do with, yeah.
Access sequence is a search engine. It will look for the condition tables, and in condition tables having material vendor list, POs.
So what all those things are?
Material vendor, PR, PO, everything it will search.
You're telling that in the condition, in the access sequence, you will see all the condition tables. In that condition fields are there. So what all those things are? I told you that how the price will pick up on the contract, these things and all. Okay, it is from the access sequence, and in the access sequence will maintain the condition tables. In condition table, you can see condition fields. Okay. So with respect to that only, you'll maintain the condition record. So what are condition record? PAR, contract. Okay, all those are condition records.
Okay.
Okay, just work on that area.
Okay.
And I worked on this one STO configuration things.
Yes.
So what all configuration you will do?
Once we SDP will provide the customer code and sales organization will assign to the receiving plan. Then we'll assign the document type for example, for intra, we'll assign document type UB to the supplying front, and delivery type NL for the intra, and NLCC for inter-estimate. And we'll assign a document type to the in third step for supplying plant and receiving plant.
Okay. And what about master data configuration?
Master data.
In master data also you need to work, right? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Check on that area.
Okay.
Because every master data is like MM. It's like you need to check MM purpose. Okay. Whenever you got error, the MM person should check all the master data. Whether it's a PP master data, anything, you need to check with the master data.
We'll maintain in master data sales views.
Sales views will maintain what all views you should maintain, and the language for the receiving plant. All those things are very, very important. All those things are. Okay. Can you please explain me what is meant by credit memo and all?
Yeah, credit memo. Whenever we receive the goods, we'll post the GR. We found that goods are damaged, so that we have to return. We have to return to the vendor. We already make the payment for that goods, so that we want to return. That time we'll create the credit memo to get the amount from the vendor.
Okay, fine. And if there is a invoice block is there in terms of prices, see there is a price difference of 0.05 is there.
Okay.
Okay, in between the invoice as well as the PO.
Okay.
I want that invoice should not be blocked by the system. The invoice should get released. What the configuration you will do? You understand the question?
We'll do ERS. We'll maintain ERS in master data and vendor master.
ERS is totally different. ERS is totally different. Okay.
Okay.
So do you know OLMR configurations and all? Have you done that? With respect to the company code, you need to maintain the tolerances. There is something called incoming invoice and tolerance setup will be there with respect to the company code. You need to set up all those things. Okay. And if I want to block any material master view, got it?
Okay.
In the material master, I have 10 views. I want to block 2 or 3 views. So what is the procedure?
Okay. We'll do the mass maintenance.
No, mass maintenance you will do, but for which field you will do the mass maintenance?
We'll perform material status.
Okay. Okay, fine, no issue. And you work on IDOC things and all?
Not work on, I know the concept how.
You didn't work on IDOC, right?
I did the opportunity to work on the IDOC. Yes.
Okay, fine, okay, fine. And you work on inbound delivery and all? Hello?
Inbound, yeah.
You work on inbound delivery?
Yes.
So, with respect to what inbound delivery will get activated? Understand the question? With respect to what?
Yes.
The inbound delivery will get activated. Okay. No issue. Just after that, go to Google and check it. Okay. And let's think that I'm receiving a PO freely. I don't want to pay to the vendor.
Okay.
What settings you will do?
When we create the PO, there is an option we have field called free goods. There will tick, then it will work.
Okay. And okay, no issue. And how will you configure the partner functions?
Not sure about the partner function.
Okay, no issue. And what are the stock types we have?
Stock types unrestricted, quality, blocked, and we have.
Okay, and if I want to move stock between the block as well as the quality, what is the movement type I should use?
From block to.
I want to move the stock between the block to the quality.
Okay.
What is the movement type I should use?
349.
349. Okay, fine. And what is the difference between the transfer posting as well as the goods issue?
Transfer posting will move the goods from quality or unrestricted place to place. Goods issue means will issue the goods to the production for production purpose.
Okay. And if I want to scrap any material, what are the movement types I should use?
For 551 for unrestricted and 553 for quality, 550.
Okay. And you work on physical inventory?
Yes.
Explain me the things.
Physical inventory means will evaluate the stock between system stock and physical stock. Will create the system stock using MI01 and will send to the will send the copy to the storekeeper, and once we receive the stock, we'll maintain physical stock using a T code MI04, and in MI07 we'll post the difference between the system stock and physical stock.
Okay. You told MI01 you can create physical inventory. Okay. I have 100 materials.
Okay.
I have 100 materials.
Okay.
How can I create in MI01? You got my question?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a T code MI31, you know?
Yeah, that for single material we'll use MI01 and MI0407.
See, if you're working for any company, you will not do physical inventory for one material, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you told MI04, you'll enter the count.
Yeah.
Let's think that you received a wrong count.
Okay.
And again, they told that this is the wrong count and this is the correct count. Where do you make changes? Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Once we do the after we maintain the different stock or what before?
No. So once you done MI04, you saved the screen, and next 1 minute I came to you and I told that I gave you a wrong count. This is the correct count.
Okay.
What you will do?
We'll maintain between different stock.
There's a T code of MI05 is there, right?
Yeah, we'll reverse the.
There's a T code called MI05. Okay.
Okay.
And once you do MI07, what all accounting entries will generate?
It's a movement type for 701.
No. Accounting entries I'm asking.
plus BX minus GBB.
GBB. Do you know INV?
Yeah, that valuation modifier.
Then
Yeah. Plus BXS minus INV. Is it correct?
okay, yeah. And you work on contract and schedule agreements.
I worked on contracts.
So what are different type of contracts you have?
We have value contract and quantity contracts.
What's the main difference between
For
value and quality? Quantity.
in quantity contract will maintain the quantity, how much we required between these time will maintain the time, and will agreement type will we create the time of contract will agreement type will take it as a MK, and for valuation contract will take WK.
So I want to create a contract with 10 plans, which belongs to different company codes,
Okay.
and which belongs to different purchase organizations and all. So how can I create?
Based on reference purchase organization, we'll create for reference for the purchase organization, then we'll do the contract.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Have you worked on batch management and all?
I did not work on batch management, but I know that how it works batch management.
So what's the release group for batch management? So what is the release group for release strategy?
Uh, 32
Okay. And
for batch management. Is it correct?
yeah, correct only. After the interview, just go and check in Google. Okay, it's correct only, but remaining all questions check in Google if you want. Okay. And I have worked on LSNW and all.
Yeah, I worked on LSNW.
For which purpose you worked on LSNW?
To upload the bulk materials and to upload the bulk POs,
POs.
purchase orders.
Which method you used LSNW?
For materials which I used direct method, and vendor master which I used batch management. Then and for open POs and all, I work with ABAPer here on the BAPI.
Okay. And you know BDC?
Yeah, BDC will use to add any additional fields in that. Then we'll use BDC.
So you told you use a direct method, right? So how many
Yes.
materials you uploaded into the Metal Master? How many materials you used?
More than 1,000.
1,000. Only 1,000.
I'm not sure on third party and scheduling agreement. I'm
Okay,
not
okay,
sure.
fine.
That's right.
So you know Couture activities.
Yes.
So what all are the Couture activities?
Couture activities will prepare the all open POs data and transaction data, material master data, and work order data.
What about
And
number
to
ranges?
upload in number engines in every client we should number engines, because number ranges are not transportable.
So where do you maintain the number ranges? It is in the production or is in development?
Every client, every server will have to maintain the number ranges.
No, I'm asking you that.
For
Where do you maintain the number ranges? It is in the production or development?
first we'll assign in for first we'll assign in um, development server, then we'll take it. Then
Check.
run in production server.
Your voice is breaking, okay, a little bit. But you will not use development server for the number ranges and all, okay? Directly you will do in production server. Audible? Is it audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, your voice is audible.
Yeah, okay, fine. Your voice is breaking, okay? Just check the connections and all. Your voice is breaking, just check the
Hello?
connections and all.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You had the answer, right?
Yeah.
You heard the answer, right?
Yes, I heard the answer.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll assign an emergency in production server.
And tell me some tables in Material Master.
Mara will use for material master at general data, and MARC will use for material master at plant level, and MKKD for material description.
PAR?
PAR EINA will use EINA.
Quota arrangement? Conditions? Physical inventory? Inventory?
Inventory MSEG.
MSCG.
MSEG. Inventory for stock.
So I want to check the stock in transit.
Okay.
So in which thing you'll use? Which table? I mean, you can tell this one T code also. Okay. I want to check the stock
MB5.
in transit.
T code will use MB5T.
Okay. Can I check in MM also?
MM will check the stock. MM will use.
MMB also you can check. Okay. MB5 directly you can check. MMB indirectly you can check.
Okay.
Okay. And I asked all main things, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you opened RFQ things and all?
Yes, I worked on RFQ.
Okay. An RFQ. Once the comparison has been done.
Okay.
Where do you find the rejection indicator?
ME47, we can find the rejection indicator.
Directly you can go, but in which thing?
In
Item level, header
MB40.
level. Okay, fine. No issue. Okay. And what are the movement types involved in subcontracting?
Subcontracting events for finished product 101, for child materials 543, for scrap and sub byproducts 545.
Okay. And for 543, what all accounting entries will generate?
Minus BSX and plus GBB.
GBB, yeah?
Yeah.
Correct, huh?
Yeah.
Then 543, consumption.
Yes.
It will hit FRL. FRL.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And I should ask you. In initial entry, what all accounting entries will generate?
Plus BXX. Hello?
Yeah, carry on.
Plus BXX minus GBB.
GB
Hello.
is offsetting entry. There's an accounting modifiers will be there. Okay. You need to tell the accounting modifiers, not offsetting entry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And check on those things. And
Okay.
if you have done indirect material procurement, do you know what is
Okay.
indirect material procurement?
Yes.
So at that time, how the accounting entries will generate and how the accounting entries will hit. Got it? If there is a material,
Yeah.
it will take the material type, valuation class, and it will hit the GL accounts. Now in this case, there is
Okay.
no material master. There is no valuation class.
Okay.
How it is going to hit the? Any idea?
No, not sure.
Okay, fine. Check that.
But
Okay.
okay.
Okay. From my side, everything is done. Okay. This is the mock entry I want to cover end to end.
Okay.
Okay. So far, can you good? Okay. Good in concept wise, you are very good. In some areas, you should learn few things. Okay.
Okay.
And be practice all those things. It's good only. Okay. I feel good.
Okay.
Okay. And
Specifically where I should improve?
thing is like I will tell you 1 minute. So this ends the mock interview. Thank you.